fear, everything it is free of, and then this jiva is also what? Same. So what is this that Swamiji explained as sopadhikam brahma upadhina saha vartate, that which is along with upadhi. What is upadhi? Upadhi is swasya dharman adatte upa samipe sthitva, staying near something, that which it gives its own attributes, lends its attribute to another, is called upadhi. Like even the crystal flower. So you put red cloth behind it, it looks red. You put yellow cloth, it looks yellow. You put white cloth, it looks white. But the crystal we know is neither white nor red nor yellow. What is it? Clear. Clear crystal it is. And so therefore, what do? We see this jiva from oneself, this purnamadaha purnamidam idam shariram, this body, and this body is just upalakshana. Upalakshana means a metaphor for everything that is objectifiable in the universe. Everything is objectifiable except I. Everything is an object. I alone in the whole world stand out as not being an object. I alone am not an object. Everything in the universe is an object. And so therefore, we have to see this properly. So if every single thing is an object, I alone I am exempt from that, because essentially I do not have an upadhi. I am along with upadhi, but I am free of the upadhi, free of identification with the upadhi. The identification with the upadhi becomes a habitual pattern because of self-ignorance. So this is from the jiva's side. Jiva means basically Ishvara, but with complaints. Okay, that's the only difference between jiva and Ishvara. Ishvara does not complain. What does jiva do? Complain. So this is what we have, this is exactly, this is Purnam. And why is this Purnam? The reason, the connection is because that Ishvara from whom this body has, mind, sense, complex has come, that is what? Purnam. So now we have a cause-effect connection. Do you see? Between the first Purnam, which is the cause, and the second Purnam, which is the so-called effect. So this is called Adhyaropa. This is called filling up, or projecting everything onto this Brahman, which is consciousness, which is the truth of myself, which is free of all kinds of limitations. Okay? And so now there is a cause-effect relationship between Adas and Idam. Adaha, what is Adaha? Jagat Karanam Brahma. This Karanatvam has come. Karanatvam, causality, has come. And then what is this Jagat? So-called effect of the so-called cause. Why do you keep saying so-called? Because the causality is an as-though superimposition upon that consciousness, me, I, which is free of everything. And the so-called effect is also a superimposition upon that consciousness which is free of everything. And so therefore the Adas and the Idam both are Purna, whole, free, limitless. And again, how can both be limitless? Because there is no duality. Both are one. So first you superimpose, as it were, and then, because you don't superimpose, the superimposition is already there, you look at it, you analyze it, and then you negate it, you falsify it, and then what are you left with? You are left with just consciousness, in other words, you. So now your question, the last part of your question was, the jiva is under the spell of ignorance. That's why I don't know I am Purna. I don't know I am Purna. Why? Because I am under the spell of ignorance. So in the same way, is Ishvara also under the spell of ignorance? What is your guess? No. Why? Because of the nature of the upadhi is Jnanamayam. The nature of the upadhi is all knowledge. When we talk of Bhagavan, Ishvara, we talk of 6 bhagas. So one means the one who has, and one who has what? Bhaga. 6 bhagas are talked about, and then the one who has these 6 bhagas, not just little bit but in full measure, is called Bhagavan. At some time when we study the Gita, we will have occasion to discuss all these 6 bhagas, but right now one of them is important, Samagram Jnanam, all knowledge. Bhagavan is all knowledge, because that Maya, Shakti Maya, has 2 sides to her. So for Ishvara, for Brahman, she becomes all knowledge, and for the Jiva, she makes a nice dunce cap and puts it over the head of the Jivas. This is what she does. So therefore, the shadow side of Maya is ignorance, and so this the one who identifies with that ignorance is called Jiva. So Ishvara, all knowledge, Jiva, all ignorance, not all the time. Until this study takes place, until this knowledge is completely internalized. Okay? Yeah. Yes. Michael. Yes.
Swaminiji, thank you.
Yes.
In your explanation, you used the term adhyaropa, and I'm wondering how that's different from, is it adhyasa?
Okay. Adhyaropa and apavada is a prakriya. Prakriya means pedagogy, methodology, a deliberate methodology for us to see the dispensability of the empirical reality, ultimately speaking. The transactional reality, the empirical reality, to see its dispensability, to see its, in other words, to put it in Sanskrit, mithyatvam. Mithya doesn't mean false, it doesn't mean illusion, it doesn't mean delusion, it means a dependent reality. So to see the dispensability of this dependent reality, we have this word mithya. That is what it is. So there is so when we look at the whole Jagat, and from the standpoint of Vedanta, we have to explain the Jagat. Because if you tell, like Swamiji said earlier, if on the first class we start teaching there is no Jagat, then from tomorrow there will be no students. Okay? Yeah. There is no Jagat means what? Yeah. What is this? Why am I here? Who is this that is sitting here? And if there is no Jagat, why are you eating lunch? Why did you just have dinner? All these questions come up, is it not? And so we can't say there is no Jagat. because it has that in between reality. You cannot say it does not exist, and you cannot say it categorically ultimately exists. You cannot say it exists because it is dispensable, it is falsifiable, it is transcendable, and then you cannot say it does not exist because you feel the heat, you feel the cold, you feel the sukha, dukkha, shita, ushna, all these things you feel, heat, cold, what is that? Happiness, sorrow, everything is felt. So if it is felt, there is a certain reality, so we cannot deny that, we cannot dismiss that fully. So the Jagat is in between. So now, to make this head that is completely ensconced and affected by the everyday reality, understand the dispensability, first we establish the Jagat as non-separate from Ishvara, as though so-called effect of Brahman, Jagat Karanam, Brahman, Ishvara. Okay, we establish that and we look at that, and then after that what do? You dismiss that which is called apavada. Alright, so this is a deliberate methodology of which the Sampradaya hands this over, of which the Sampradaya is very happy because it very clearly shows how it is dispensable. And then adhyasa, another word, adhi asa. Asa means the throwing, adhi on something. So adhyasa literally means mistake. This is the bread and butter of Vedanta. This is why we are all here. Why? Because we have made a fundamental mistake. What is that? Aham martyaha. I am mortal. I am dukhi. I am sad. I am upset. I am lacking. I am busy. I have no time. In fact, I have nothing. I have no time. I have no money. I have no looks. I have no wealth. And then I have no friends. I have no love. This is the mistake. This is a series of mistakes. Well entrenched mistake is called adhyasa. Do you see the difference? Yeah. This is Adi Shankara's word, and he has written Upodghata Bhashya, an introductory Bhashya, and it's also called Adhyasa Bhashya to the Brahma Sutra. So there he discusses the impossibility of adhyasa. First he says, how is this mistake possible? How can this me, who is Satchidanandam Brahma, think myself to be karta, guilty, bhokta, hurty? Why? Because it matches with guilty. Okay, yeah. Guilty, hurty. Oh, why am I saying this? Why am I upset? How is this even possible? How did Satchidananda start to melt in its own tears? This is the question that makes him write this fantastic bhashya, absolutely fantastic bhashya, very, very nice, must read and must understand. So he begins with saying that there are certain things, objects that are of this cognition. Again we come to idam. Idam pratyaya gocharaha. Objects of this cognition, this mic, this asana, and then that, what is that called? Camera. And that window, that door, this stage. These are all objects of this cognition. And then what am I? Aham pratyaya gochara. I am not an object. How do I cognize myself? Let me ask a question which I ask at the beginning of every 3-month course. Are you here? Yes. Yeah, only the people who took the last 3-month course gave a resounding yes. Everybody else is still thinking. Are you here? Yes. Abba, finally, okay, yeah. So, you don't, after you wonder whether this is a trick question or not, then you have to see the truth of this. Are you here means what? Yes, the only answer you can say is yes. If you don't say yes, I conclude you have gone into Nirvikalpa Samadhi in the middle of the class. Okay. So, are you here? The only answer should be what? Yes. Who did you consult? Did you consult your neighbor? Am I here? Did I come? Am I in Rishikesh? You didn't have to consult anybody. This is what is called Swata Siddha Atma, self-effulgent I, self-revealing I, self-luminous I, self-established I. In fact, a secret is this: the whole entire Vedanta Shastra is centered on this self-evident I. If the I were not self-evident, and to put it very plainly, if the answer to the question, are you here, was very difficult and we were not able to answer, there would be no Vedanta possible at all. Whole Vedanta Shastra hinges on one and one fact alone, that the I is self-evident. If the I is not self-evident, there is nothing to teach, nothing for Vedanta to do. So, if this much is understood, let us go a little further. All things come to light either through the use of the eyes, the ears, some inference, etc., a means of knowledge called pramanam, or they come to light because they are self-evident. So if we look at the world, how many things are self-evident? Only you, nothing else. Oh no, what about the other person? He is also self-evident, she is also self-evident, but that self is the self of all. That is where we have to understand this. So, aham pratyaya gochara, meaning pratiti, the cognition. Pratyaya here means cognition. Don't think of Sanskrit pratyaya suffix. Okay, here slightly different meaning. Pratyaya means pratiti, cognition. So, the I cognition is based on what? Not on objectification, not on pramana, not on the operation of my eyes or the ears or my inference. In fact, all the philosophers have tried many of these things. There was one philosopher called Descartes. What did he say? I think, therefore I exist, I am. Okay. That means when he was sleeping and he was not thinking, he ceased to exist. I heard somebody say, yes, please see me after the satsang, okay? Yeah. So, no, he didn't cease to exist. He was very much there. Supposing somebody said, Mr. Descartes, or maybe he was Dr. Descartes, I don't know his qualification. Hey Descartes, would you like a cup of coffee? Oh, I don't think so. He stopped. He said, I don't think. That means what? He ceased to exist? No. So, Atma is not established by inference. But then, before he died, he thankfully understood a very important fact. What did he understand? that he was putting day horse before day cart. Okay, so he understood that. He understood that. He said, this should be reversed, ulta. What should we do? What should we say? I am, therefore I can think. Not I think, therefore I am. So the I is not an object of inference. Aham pratiti, aham pratyaya, not an object of inference, not a pramana siddha, and in fact Vedanta has no business establishing the Atma. Even though it says in the Ishavasya Upanishad, what does it say? Atmanah yathatmyam prakashayati. It reveals the truth of the Atma, yes, but in nowhere does Adi Shankara say or the Upanishad say what? It reveals the Atma. It doesn't reveal the Atma, it doesn't establish the Atma. Why? Because the Atma because the Atma is self-revealing I. So only two kinds of objects are there. Aham pratyaya gochara and idam pratyaya gochara. Objects that are classified by the word this, objects that are cognized by the word this, objects that are cognized by the word I. In fact, we can't call them objects anymore. So you don't say, this, there is no mistake between the two, there cannot be. Why? Because Adi Shankara says, tamah prakashavat viruddha svabhavayoho. They are like night and day, light and dark. Why? Because you don't say I house. And does anybody say I house? No, you may say my house, that's a different. You don't say I room. You're not the room, you're not the house. There is no oneness between you and the house. But yet, even though it is impossible for that which is pramana siddha, meaning that which is cognized by the help of you operating a means of knowledge, and that which is swatas siddha, the self-revealing you, even though there is no possibility for any kind of a mix-up, the mix-up still happens. Naisargiko ayam lokavyavaharaha. Naisargika, it is natural. It is natural. Why? Because of Mr. Ajnanam. Yes. Oh, why you are talking about Mr.? You can say Mrs. Avidya. You can say that also. Yeah. We make no difference. Okay. So, the whole Vedanta Shastra is removing mistakes. So the Swatas Siddha Vastu has to be understood as Jagat Karanam Brahma, as the cause, as one with the cause of the universe. So it is a very elaborate and well planned operation, using various prakriyas. Any other questions? Yes.
Thank you. I'm a bit confused about using the term Ishvara, because when I look
Ishvara, yeah.
Because when I look at this Purnamadav, I got the impression that Ishvara and Brahman is used synonymously.
Yes.
But when I listened to you, I mean, while the Swarupa, the nature of Ishvara is Brahman, I understood that Ishvara is with an Upadhi.
Yes.
So it's not the same than Brahman. I mean, it doesn't, its appearance is, the appearance is different from Brahman. So there is my confusion that sometimes it's used synonymously and otherwise it's not the same.
Yes, in fact, you are not alone in this Ishvara Brahman confusion, because one of the academics also wrote a book saying Adi Shankara is confused because he doesn't know whether it's Brahman or Ishvara. No, Adi Shankara is not confused. You see, the reason why it's the same consciousness. Your understanding is sound, it's not confused. Yes, it is Sopadhika Ishvara and Nirupadhikam Brahma. That which is without Upadhi is called Brahman, that which is with Upadhi is called Ishvara. Now, where will you go in search of Brahman in this manifest universe where you are studying Vedanta? You have to go through Ishvara. All doors of Vedanta open to the recognizing the Ishvara in the heart. There you cannot have Ishvara bypass surgery. Sorry. Yes. You cannot. You have to deal with the fact that it is a manifest world, number one, and in this manifest world, you don't control a single thing, not even the temperature outside. Too hot, too cold. Only 2 seasons in Rishikesh, people say that. Okay, so you don't control the weather. In fact, that's why it's called weather, because you don't know whether it's going to rain or whether it's going to be hot. You don't know. You don't control other people's reactions. Suddenly somebody is upset, you don't know why, you don't know how. Suddenly you yourself are upset, you don't know how or why. And so you don't control anything at all. And so therefore what? Here is this jiva, the jaded, faded jiva, trying to understand itself as Satchidananda. And then let's put Ishvara to one side. I am only interested in Brahman. Well, the only Brahman available to you right now is in the form of what? Ishvara. No, I'll wait till Pralaya. I'll wait till the end of this cycle of creation when everything is in this swimmy oneness, and then I will go for Atmavidya, Brahmavidya. Possible? Yes? Good idea? No. Why? You are not there. Neither is Sopadhikam Brahma. Neither where will you find Guru? Guru is also part of swimmy oneness. And then, so are you. There is no Jagat. And you can't even say, where is my Ishavasya book? I'm not having a book. You can't say anything. Okay. Yeah, so you see, that's why we have to take Ishvara very, very seriously. Let me say it at the outset on the first day itself. So if you want to bypass Ishvara, go to the ashram that is Buddhist. There all kinds of bypass is possible. You sit, you watch the mind, you watch the breath. They may have something there, to calm the mind and to be mindful and all that. But if we are here, we have to go through Ishvara. Pujya Swamiji used a very wonderful word, settling accounts with Ishvara. Settling accounts. Settling accounts means you can't fight with everybody, because the problem is with the Jagat. I don't like the Jagat. The problem is with other jivas. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you. This is what we keep thinking. If the problem is not with Ishvara, the problem is with everything here. I don't like the food. I don't like the weather. I don't like the people. I don't like myself. We are in big trouble. So therefore, you can't settle accounts with each and every person and each and everything you have a problem with, because how many problems are there? Endless number of problems are there. So therefore, what do you have to do? Go to the source of all the problems. Who is the one in charge? Who made all these problems? Ishvara. Pin the tail on Ishvara. Yes. This is what we have to do. And that's where all the authority issues resolve, calm down, it takes some time, and then the rebellion dies away, one discovers oneself to be non-separate from that to which we pray, that whose grace we invoke. Is that clear now? Is that clear, or are you still confused?
Now it's clear when I hear you, but next time when I read a text, I still have to think again what is meant by when the word Ishvara is used.
Doesn't matter. It will get clear. Yeah. Agre spashtam bhavet. Shanai shanaihi. Slowly, slowly, it will get clear. Any other questions? Enough. Too much serious this became. I don't know why on the first day we are talking of all this. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yes. Tell your name for a few days.
Okay. My name is Richie.
Richie, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Today Swamiji talked about Vedas are classified into three parts: Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda and Upasana. Can you please elaborate on that?
I was planning to do that in a few days, but we'll briefly see this. The Veda is divided generally into two: Karma portion and Jnana portion, and the bridge between the Karma portion and the Jnana portion is Upasana. Upasana means meditation, contemplation, various kinds of vratas, kind of religious disciplines, austerities, all these things come under Upasana. So that is the bridge. What does the Karma portion do? The Karma portion is designed to grow you up. To grow the person up, the person who thinks, I have it all, I'm the doer, I'm the thinker, seer, hearer, and then first the person rides in the sky, and then the person, dhadam, falls to the ground. Oh no, I'm not the doer, I am done in by other people's doings. Bhokta. This is the yo-yo life. Karta, bhokta, karta, bhokta. This kind of a jiva is the student of the first portion of the Veda, because you are put on a diet of prayer in the form of karma. All karmas are religious, so there is no time for anything. Kind of like the schedule of this ashram. Okay, yeah. So now you know where we learnt it from. So, so from morning to evening, the Vaidika is keeping on doing yajna so much that in sleep also their hand keeps going like this. The motion of pouring ghee. They keep doing like this because that's what they are doing all day long. Udite juhoti. As soon as the sun rises, you have to start the yajna. Oh, too early. Is there an option? Yes, sure. Anudite juhoti. You can do it before sunrise. That's the option. So starting with Agnihotra in the morning, all the time till you sleep, you are doing 5 kinds of yajnas. The yajna that we talked about, the actual real yajna, and then Atithi yajna, Manushya yajna, and Deva yajna, all the offerings to various deities, devatas, and then what else? Atithi yajna, offering to the guests, and then offerings to Bhuta yajna, all the other innocent animals who rely on us for food, we have to feed them. So all these kinds of yajnas are there. By the time you are finished, you don't have time to be sad at all. You are snoring. You are done. And the next day again. So did the ancient Vaidikas get Wednesdays off? No. Plain answer is no. No Sunday, Saturday, no Wednesday off, nothing. Every day till, and then this Upanishad that we are studying itself will tell at the end that offering to the fire. What is the last offering to the fire? My own body is the offering to the fire. And it's almost like there is a prayer for this last final offering to this fire that has been tended lifelong. Kratos smara, kratam smara, kratos smara. Please, whatever I have done and all the things, you please remember the good things I have done. Give me sadgati. This is the prayer of the departed soul. And so, therefore, the first portion is to reduce the intensity of what are called raga and dvesha, strong preferences, raga, strong what are called prejudices, dvesha. To reduce the intensity of that, to bring about a calm mind and to offer it up as prayer and to grow in emotional and mental maturity through sacrifice. This is what is the purpose of the first portion of the Veda. Then as you get more and more calmer, you have grown up, not wanting this and that, you have grown out of the desires, and in fact that's what you do. You don't give things up. If you give up things forcibly, they'll come back with a vengeance. This is what happened to, what was that fellow who married Vishwamitra? Yes, this is what happened to the rishi. He said, I want to become Maharshi. I'm going to do lot of upasana, but he was not ready, and you can't bypass the karma kanda. And then that is after the karma portion, then you grow up into leading a more contemplative life, at which point the knowledge dances at the door and calls you. You yourself start thinking lofty thoughts. Usually most of our thoughts is, what is this person doing? What is that person doing? Why am I feeling like this? What's happening to me? Etc. But now, because of the preparation of karma kanda and the upasana, one starts thinking lofty thoughts, like in the Kena Upanishad. How do the thoughts fall in the mind? How does this happen? Etc. And so, therefore, one is prepared for this knowledge. So, the Jnana Kanda, the last portion, Vedanto Nama, so that is which is in the form of Vedanta, and this Vedanta, also known as Upanishad, is coming positionally at the end of the Vedas, because in the beginning nobody will understand. The Isha Upanishad is an exception, as we have seen. So then the third portion is to question all the karma and to understand that one is not a doer, one is not affected by other people's doings, and to grow to understand that one is limitless. This is the, what is that called? Demarcation, the bifurcation. Okay? Yeah. Who else would like to offer a concluding bhajan? Bhajan, song, whatever. Come. You can sit here. Or you like to stand, you can stand. Whatever you want, you do.
One Ganesha bhajan. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahi Mam. Please repeat.
Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahi Mam.
Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Pahi Mam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam. Jai Ganesha Pahi Mam. Shri Ganesha Raksha Mam.
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So no meditation tomorrow, and we'll start meditation from after that, because that day we'll get our books and Swamiji will take